fun in Atlanta is over and Chapter 4 is coming to a close. Memories were made, challenges were overcome, and our learning never ended. It's been a blast, but now it's time to share with you just how we close up the Beaver and get her ready for storage.
Turn left on Stonewall Jackson Drive.
So as y'all know, we're RV Sometimers, and we are now in the wrap-up days of this chapter, and that means we are getting the Beaver to its storage facility.
Turn right on Jefferson Davis Drive.
So we're currently in Cove Lake State Park in Tennessee, and we got to go through Kentucky and Ohio yet?
Kentucky into Ohio, yeah. Today,
all new for us.
Unfortunately, the weather's not cooperating. When we leave the motorhome, the Beaver, we like to keep it, make sure all the awnings are dried out and it's as clean as it can be. That's not cooperating today. We have one more night. Hopefully we can do that because the main awning is dry, but the slide awnings are definitely wet, except for this one because this awning's broke right now. So
we still haven't got that fixed.
It's dry as a bone. That's not a problem. So we are going to get the chain today. That's been a month-long saga getting the part for this. So we're going to have the part in hand hopefully before we go home, and we can get it fixed when we come back.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's the plan. So we'll take you along and show you how we do it, and maybe it'll work for you, or maybe you'll have suggestions on how you want to do it. But right now, I got to get him dried off. He's a little bit soggy.
This was a moisture-wicking shirt.
I don't think you're supposed to be out in the storm.
I think it has its limits.
Arriving at 640 West 3rd Street on the left.
We are at the UPS Customer Care Center in the middle of Cincinnati, Ohio. We had to come here to pick up that chain thing for our slide that still isn't fixed. So we've jammed ourselves in this little parking lot. Corey's gone in to get it. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it's actually here. Well,
I got it.
Yay!
That's the big one. The one we've been waiting for. So I'm hoping what's in this box is the right part, because this broke a month ago. We went to New Orleans early, had them look at it, order the part. It was RV Masters we went to, and when we went back a week later to put it in, it was the wrong chain. So it's taken 3 weeks now to get this. It's the last day before we leave, and they had it shipped to a depot in Cincinnati, and we picked it up. So now that it's in hand, I'll check and hopefully see that it's the right one, and we can get it fixed. Not for like 4 months, but when we get back in August, we'll get it fixed. Tim at RV Masters was, even though they didn't fix it, exceptional place. They followed through. They made sure we got the right part. They got it to us. They didn't charge us for any of the time they spent on this because it was the wrong part. So I'll put a link to them below. I would recommend, I would not hesitate to take my RV back there. If we were closer, I'd get them to install it, but I got to find somewhere else now.
Oh, RV life.
Yeah, there's always something. But we'll get it all fixed up and we carry on. One of the things I didn't realize about Cincinnati is kind of a state intersection. You've got Ohio to the north, Kentucky to the south, and Indiana to the west. And so our parts for the slide were in Ohio. The airport's in Kentucky, where we're staying, and in the RV park and in a hotel are in Indiana. And our Beaver's being stored in Ohio. So we're going to cross state lines like 8 times in a day and a half. And these last 3 days have certainly been busy, getting to where we need to be, getting stuff done, organized so that we can store the motorhome. Busy times, yet it's kind of interesting. I mean, we're in Ohio in our motorhome today, and we'll be home tomorrow evening. Totally different place, different set of things to do. I think it's really cool to be able to do that, and that works for us. Let us know what works for you. because we're getting ready to put this away for some time, I'm just flushing out the black tank. I don't do that unless we're storing it for a long time. That's the only time I ever use the black flush. Typically what I'll do is open the black first. I'm sure everybody does that. And then open the gray and let it feed into the black, and then close the gray, and then everything, any residual comes out. And then I'll do that again, open the gray, and then I'll close the black so that some soapy water goes in there, and you shut the valve while it's clean water going through, and it sloshes around and it seems to stay clean. But because we're going to store it, I've hooked up the flush, I flushed it out, I'm just filling it up, and I'll dump it one last time, and then that should be good. So yesterday it was like torrential rain. Would have been a bad day to put it away, because when we put the awnings or the slides in and the awnings, they were like soaked. So super happy today. It's nice and sunny, windy. All the awnings will dry out. We'll go out and check them one last time, sweep them. Bay doors are open. Just trying to make sure everything's dry before it gets put away. Moisture seems to be one of the worst things for any kind of structure, including an RV. And, we did have a leak yesterday because that slide that's not working isn't pulled right tight. It got kind of soaked in there, so we put a fan in there to try and dry that out before we go as well. And hopefully when we get the slide fixed, that problem will be solved. But there's always something.
There was a lot of stuff in here. That last one was pretty good, but there's a lot in here.
Yesterday we just had a brush and it couldn't get under the metal the way a broom can.
This one's pretty good.
Yeah.
So now that we've used this for a while, what's your final thoughts on the spike cover?
It worked pretty well. We bought it in Austin. We're in Cincinnati now. That's 1,680 miles. We didn't have it on all the time. If it's not going to rain, we didn't bother putting it on. It was on probably half the time. It seemed to stay in place very well. There was one thing, this kickstand, because it's kind of sharp, it did in the first 100 miles put a hole, but you can see it's just where that was, and it's a ripstop material, so it didn't go any further than that. And for now, we just put the kickstand down so that it's not behind there. And since then, there's been no issues. It's worked really well. This is the large, fits 2 bikes, fits ours because our rack is opposing. It still fits them quite well. If you had bigger bikes that were opposing on a rack, I might want to try the extra large. The large would probably work for 2 bigger bikes if they're side by side pointed the same way. Works good even when they're off the rack. If it's going to rain or whatever, we cover them up. It's been very handy and it's worked very well. I would highly recommend it. Okay, we're ready to go. Thermostats are off, so fans won't run. Heat is off, diesel's off, electric's off, engine brake's off. Fridge breaker is off, fridge is open, so that shouldn't be a problem. The dryer or the washer is open, so any moisture in there will dry out. Pump is off. Anything else we're missing? We'll turn all the lights off. We've opened one window in the bathroom, just get a little bit of air in here, and hopefully it looks like this when we get back. Okay, let's go. So we're plugged in as well to keep the batteries charged, and the diesel, the tank is about 3/4 full. I believe you're supposed to have it above half to prevent condensation happening in the tank, so we're 3/4 full, so it should be fine. That slide is out because we had an issue there too. That's a whole other issue. It's an RV issue. Not a big issue. We pull the door down, we go, and we hope it looks the same when we get back. We're checking out of the Holiday Casino Inn. I think it's Lexington, Indiana. Denise just went to get the car. It's 5 in the morning. Our flight leaves at 7:15. We should be in Vancouver by 11:30 this morning with the time change. But then we're there for quite a while, so I'm hoping we should be able to get into a lounge. And yeah, we'll be home tonight. You happy to be up?
No, I'm not bright-eyed and bushy-tipped.
It was a late night last night. But we're on our way.
We're in a rush,
Yeah.
as per usual.
Okay, let's go.
And just like that, we're back to our home base. We come back to spring and nature and our personal wildlife show. So if you haven't already, click the subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell next to it so you won't miss a single episode in Chapter 5. It's coming soon.